8 things men say that are huge red flags. Have you ever brushed off a comment from your partner, only to wonder later if it was a hidden warning sign? Sometimes, the most seemingly innocent words hold clues to deeper issues in a relationship, ones we may not want to see. In this video, we'll reveal 8 common phrases guys say that can actually be red flags, signaling manipulation, control, or emotional harm. Relationships thrive on respect, trust, and open communication. But what if these vital elements are being chipped away by subtle, everyday remarks? What if a harmless comment is actually masking toxic behavior? Think about it. Has your partner ever made you question your feelings, dismiss your concerns, or compare you to someone else? While these statements might seem small, they can quietly reveal the truth about where your relationship is headed. Stick around as we unpack each of these red flags, showing you how to read between the lines and spot issues early. If you've ever felt uneasy about something your partner said but couldn't quite explain why, this video might just open your eyes to things you didn't even know you needed to see. It's time to stop ignoring the signs and start trusting your instincts. Before we begin, welcome to another video from Psy Insight. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for more social psychology videos, and drop a comment saying, "I subscribed," so we can give you a warm welcome. Now, let's get into it. 1. It's your fault I got angry. Blame shifting. When someone says, "It's your fault I got angry," it's more than just a momentary excuse, it's a form of blame shifting that absolves them of responsibility for their emotions by placing it squarely on your shoulders. At first glance, it might seem like a small comment, but over time, it subtly manipulates you into thinking that you are the cause of their unhappiness or frustration. In a healthy relationship, both partners take responsibility for their own feelings and actions. Blame shifting, however, can make you feel as if you have to constantly adjust your behavior to avoid triggering their anger, creating a dynamic where you are always walking on eggshells. This type of manipulation isn't just harmful to the relationship, it can erode your self-esteem as you begin to feel solely responsible for their moods and actions. When blame is repeatedly placed on you, it encourages self-doubt and erodes your confidence, making it harder for you to see their behavior as problematic. If a partner routinely uses "it's your fault I got angry" to deflect responsibility, it's essential to recognize this as a red flag, as it suggests an unwillingness to own up to their own actions. Healthy partnerships are based on mutual accountability, and each person's emotions are theirs to manage, not a tool to guilt or control the other. 2. You're too sensitive. Invalidating your feelings. Hearing "you're too sensitive" when you share your emotions may seem like a minor dismissal, but it's a significant red flag that should not be overlooked. This phrase, often tossed out casually, actually serves to invalidate your feelings, suggesting that your emotional response is exaggerated or unfounded. Over time, hearing this repeatedly can lead you to question your own reactions, making you wonder if your concerns are ever really valid. This phrase can subtly undermine your confidence in your own emotions and lead to a self-doubt spiral where you constantly wonder if you're overreacting. In a supportive relationship, your partner would listen and seek to understand your feelings rather than dismissing them. Being told you're too sensitive is not just a way to shut down the conversation, it's a tactic to avoid accountability for their actions. When a partner uses this phrase, it implies that your feelings are burdensome or even irrational, discouraging you from expressing yourself freely. If you start to feel like your emotions are always unwelcome or unreasonable, it's a sign that your partner may not be willing to engage with your experiences genuinely. Healthy relationships allow both partners to feel seen and heard, without their emotions being minimized or disregarded. 3. Why can't you be more like someone else? Comparison. When your partner says, "Why can't you be more like," they're doing more than comparing you to others, they're communicating that you're somehow inadequate as you are. Comparisons, whether to an ex, a friend, or even a family member, are damaging because they undermine your unique qualities and make you feel like you're constantly falling short. Over time, this can create deep insecurities, as you begin to feel like you're in competition with someone you can't see or measure up to. A relationship should be a place where you feel valued for who you are, not for how closely you resemble someone else. Each person brings unique qualities to a partnership, and those traits are what should be cherished. When comparisons are made frequently, it erodes the foundation of self-worth and confidence in the relationship. A supportive partner will appreciate your individuality rather than wishing you were more like someone else. It's worth asking why they feel the need to hold you up against an ideal rather than accepting you as you are. Consistent comparisons are a serious red flag that indicates they may not fully appreciate or respect who you are. Healthy relationships thrive on mutual respect and admiration, with each person's unique traits valued and celebrated. 4. I never said that. Gaslighting. When a partner says, "I never said that," it might seem like a misunderstanding at first, but when it happens repeatedly, this phrase becomes a form of gaslighting, a tactic that causes you to doubt your memory and perception. Gaslighting is a form of manipulation where one person denies reality to make the other feel unsure of their own experiences. In a relationship, this tactic can be incredibly harmful, as it leads to a state of constant self-doubt. Over time, you may start questioning your own memory, even when you're sure of what happened. This phrase, when used deliberately, can keep you off balance and make you more dependent on them for clarity. In healthy relationships, partners respect each other's experiences and memories rather than rewriting them. If you constantly find yourself doubting what was said or agreed upon, it could indicate that your partner is manipulating the narrative to avoid accountability or to control how you see reality. Gaslighting is a deeply destructive behavior that erodes trust and makes it difficult to feel secure. It's essential to recognize this as a red flag, as it indicates a lack of respect for your perception and experiences. Relationships should be built on mutual understanding and validation, not on confusion and manipulation. 5. You're overreacting, shutting down conversations. Being told, "You're overreacting" when you express concerns can feel dismissive, but it's also a subtle way to silence you. This phrase is often used to shut down conversations, minimizing your emotions and invalidating your experience. Over time, you may start to doubt your own reactions, questioning if your feelings are indeed excessive. However, in a healthy relationship, both partners should feel comfortable expressing their emotions without fear of being labeled as irrational. Your overreacting is often used as a tactic to avoid discussing the issue at hand, sidestepping any responsibility by framing your response as the problem. When this happens consistently, it can create an imbalance in the relationship, where only one person's feelings are seen as reasonable. If you find yourself constantly apologizing for or minimizing your emotions to avoid being accused of overreacting, it's a sign that your feelings may not be fully respected in the relationship. Healthy partnerships encourage open and honest communication without dismissing each other's feelings. If your overreacting becomes a refrain, consider whether your relationship values your emotional well-being or simply aims to control how and when you express yourself. 6. If you loved me, you'd do anything. Emotional blackmail. The phrase "if you loved me, you'd do anything" may sound like a romantic sentiment at first, but it's actually a form of emotional blackmail. This statement is often used to pressure you into doing things that you may not be comfortable with, making you feel that your love is conditional on meeting their demands. Genuine love does not require you to sacrifice your boundaries or values to prove your feelings. Emotional blackmail is a manipulative tactic that forces you to act against your own will, leaving you feeling guilty or inadequate if you don't comply. When someone truly cares for you, they won't use your affection as a tool to manipulate you. If you find yourself frequently being asked to prove your love by doing things that make you uncomfortable, it's a red flag that should not be ignored. Love should be based on mutual respect and trust, not on guilt-tripping or coercion. Healthy relationships support each other's autonomy and boundaries, rather than demanding proof of love through uncomfortable actions. Recognize that genuine affection doesn't come with ultimatums. It encourages both partners to respect each other's boundaries and values. 7. No one will ever love you like I do. Emotional manipulation. When your partner says, "No one will ever love you like I do," it can sound flattering at first, but it's often used to make you feel dependent on them. This statement implies that leaving them would mean losing the only true love you'll ever find, which can create a sense of fear and dependency. Over time, this fear can trap you in the relationship, as you may start to believe that they're your only chance at happiness. This phrase is a form of emotional manipulation designed to make you feel like they're your best or only option. In a healthy relationship, love should make you feel empowered, not trapped. By using this phrase, they create a sense of insecurity, making it difficult for you to imagine a life without them. Recognize this statement as a red flag, as it's a tactic to keep you emotionally tied to them. Genuine love encourages independence and confidence, rather than making you feel that no one else would ever value you. 8. You're imagining things, making you doubt yourself. When a partner tells you, "You're imagining things," it's more than just a dismissal, it's a way to make you doubt your instincts and perceptions. This phrase subtly suggests that your concerns or observations are baseless, encouraging you to second-guess yourself. Over time, you may start feeling disconnected from your own instincts, relying on their version of reality instead. This tactic is a form of gaslighting, as it's meant to make you feel that your perception is unreliable. In a healthy relationship, both partners should be open to each other's perspectives and experiences without dismissing them. By telling you that you're imagining things, they're creating a dynamic where only their viewpoint is valid, eroding your confidence in your own judgment. If you frequently hear this phrase, it's a sign that your partner may be undermining your sense of reality, which can have lasting emotional effects. Relationships should be places of mutual respect and support, where each person's perceptions are valued rather than dismissed as fantasy.